Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home. It's Music and More Night. I'm your host, Angela Stribling, and tonight we've got music from an artist that you've heard before. You might not have known you were listening to him. So we're kind of saying he's relatively new on the scene, but ladies and gentlemen, get ready. His voice is beautiful. He is so smooth, and they call him the Black Sinatra. Please welcome Omar Wilson.
Thank
I'm
you.
clapping.
Clapping myself a little bit.
You
Sometimes
might as
I clap
well.
myself.
I love it. How you doing, Omar?
Hey, I'm blessed, happy, thankful, and it's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to have people finally understand who I am. So thank you
Yeah.
for taking the time out, to chop it up with me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was really excited to meet you, and I'm a fan. You came on my radar when you did the Secret Garden with
Mm.
your buddies, Raheem Devon. He is, the DMV's uh, royalty.
Wow.
And yeah, who else? You had
Sean,
Cisco,
yeah,
Sean Stockman, Boys to Men fame.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just beautifully done.
Thank you, my lady. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
yeah,
you.
really
So
nice.
that record, it was at a time where I was having such an adversity, kind of finally getting people to know who I am. I
Mhm.
said, you know what? I have to do a record that is so impactful that it could either make or break my career.
Wow.
And when I had the idea, it was like, how do you accomplish something, not never trying to outdo something as legendary as a record of that caliber, but pay homage to it and expound on it. So,
Yeah.
to finally have confirmation from individuals, professionals like yourself is
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. Oh, I mean, you guys did the doggone thing. Your voice just cuts through. And, I was listening to It's a Man's World,
Mm,
and I was like, "Wait a minute, is that Seal?" I had to Shazam it.
wow.
Seriously, it was like, Seal, but a little more soulful.
Mm.
Your voice is just very, very unique. I'm sure people make all kinds of comparisons because that's what we do.
Yeah. Oh, but I mean, you know what? That's amazing. I'd rather to be compared or in the same realm, and it's always with blessed to be someone legendary, like you said,
Yeah.
someone like a Seal or like James Brown or anyone in
Yeah.
that. Or so I'm honored that people say that I am reminiscent of voices that are forever, that you will never ever be able to not live without and forget.
That's so true, and it's the truth. I mean, Teddy Pendergrass. But you know what's so cool? What I love about your vibe and your path is that you're covering a lot of these heavyweights. I mean, these are all major, major artists, and you do it justice.
Right,
Thankfully, because you can't go stepping in there covering, a song, Wilson Pickett, and
right.
and not nail it.
And not well, once again, it was because of my level of adversity. The Classics album was first of all, the songs spoke to me, and it's like I was commissioned to do them. So it became more of not just doing a rendition, but almost like a clairvoyance. Like I'm almost channeling these individuals because not only do they need to be heard, they deserve to be heard, and it is time for R&B and soul music to get the just due that I believe it deserves. You know what I mean? So
Love it.
I'm honored that I was picked to be one of the people to represent them.
Yeah, and you're representing. I mean, Friends of Distinction, these songs go way back. Like my
Ooh,
mom's
come
song.
on, come
I
on.
I listen, I've been listening to your music and I love it.
Thank you.
Again, the classics, and you're doing your own thing. I mean, the sound you have now, the song you have now, what is it? The sounds you make.
Sounds that you make. Sounds that you make. Yeah, that's off my first album, Living Legend.
Mm,
Living
beautiful.
Legend. And
Yeah.
those were songs that I wrote and
Oh, so you wrote them all?
I did the first album I wrote all the songs besides one the songs called 96 that was written by a songwriting team, but everything else, yeah, the all the I wrote all the songs, of course,
Very nice.
but
So let's go back. As I mentioned, you're kind of new for a lot of people. A lot of our listeners, I'm sure heard the name, don't quite know a lot about you.
Mm.
So let's go back and tell us about your journey. Now, I know you're from outside of New York.
Correct. Tri-state area, originally from Connecticut. That's where I'm at right now, my studio. It's in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Gorgeous studio.
Thank you. I appreciate you, my lady. We definitely worked hard to, just refine the space. And like anything, it's like a feng shui type thing. It's not just
Yeah.
about the making sure that you have the top equipment and everything to get the best out of your voice, but decor wise, you want it to feel like home, or feel like this is the place where the magic happens.
I see you. That's what's up. I'm into feng shui. I spent a whole lot of time in Asia.
Oh,
And that whole energy flow thing, they are serious about it.
serious. Well,
Very, very serious about it. Yeah. So
well, because mind, body, spirit, soul is everything. What you visually see becomes you. It's like the food that you eat, and how not only how it's prepared, but how it's presented is which makes it memorable and good.
I love it. If you've got love and all of that, you're good.
That's right.
So, all right, we're talking about your journey. So here you are, Omar Wilson from Connecticut. Started singing in church at what, age 7?
Yeah, started singing this. Dang, you on it. So,
I told you.
More about me to be okay.
Why did you show up?
Yeah, so like 7 to 14, singing in church. Shout out to my mother, Kathy Wilson, who put me in church at age 6. Nice. Because I was really energetic when I was a child, and I guess I always had a big voice, so that was the beginning. And then after that, I actually my cousins had a rap group, so I was kind of inspired by what they were doing, and I started writing rap songs. And I moved to North Carolina and joined the rap group. So musically, that's what kind of started the journey.
Okay.
And then we went through, 2 or 3, 4 years of the rap thing, and we had some success, up and downs. And I started writing hooks for the rap group.
Okay.
That's kind of how it thrust me back into singing. And then we moved back to New York. We performed at different venues, and I would sing the hooks to the rap songs, and people would say, you have a great voice, you should sing. And at that time, it wasn't my focus. My focus was the rap thing. Mm-hmm. And I ended up started writing full songs over rap beats. Oh, nice. and then singing them. And it just started taking prevalence over the rap. And long story short, here I am.
You found your place. You came full circle. You even came back to New York.
That's right. Well, Harlem, New York. I'm a 3-time Apollo winner as well. And, I'm so thankful.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The Apollo crowd, if you are not bringing it, they are not trying to be nice. They don't care if they hurt your feelings.
No. I mean, sometimes even when you're bringing it, they're still like,
exactly. What? It's just depending on the mood. They're like, what? just
I like you last week, but you know what?
So tell us about that. I mean, here you are, like the first time you're getting ready to compete at the Apollo. How'd that whole thing happen? And tell us about that first night.
The Apollo, well, I had auditioned on numerous occasions and was never picked. And then I was doing numerous showcases in everywhere, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan. Okay. And it was a lady by the name of Maria Davis. Shout out to Maria Davis. She is and was one of the biggest individuals that threw showcases as well as a big activist in Harlem. That's awesome. And there was a slot that they had for amateur night, and they needed someone to sing an R&B or a soul song. So I had just performed at one of her venues, and she called me and said, you know what? The slot is already, you don't even have to audition, you just got to go.
Wow.
So I was like, damn, I auditioned like 3 or 4 or 5 times, never picked me.
God's timing.
God's timing, always.
Always the best. So
they gave me 3 songs to pick, and one of them was A Song for You by Donny Hathaway.
Oh my goodness, big song.
And I ended up not being fully prepared. Retaining songs was kind of hard for me, you know what I mean? So I went to the audition with a printout of the song
Okay.
Got up on stage, Ray Chu and the crew back then. They start playing. I start singing, reading it.
Oh,
And,
Lord.
and at that time, Miss Hurley, which was the lady that ran the Apollo, she like stopped everything, came up on stage, snatched the paper out of my hand, made me go down into like the bowels of the Apollo, and told me about Donny Hathaway and how he was an alumni of the building.
You
And
can't be reading.
you can't be reading no Donny.
Not in here.
So she made
Not
me sing
tonight.
it. Not tonight, not today, not this afternoon, nothing.
Right.
So she ended up making me singing it repeatedly, and that was the night I won my first.
Wow, what a story. Oh my God. And was there a host?
The host was it Capone? I think it was Capone, if I'm not mistaken, the comedian.
Okay. Because sometimes the host will clown you more than the
Oh no, he clowned. He did. He was like, "Why is it always the guys with the dirty voice that can sing?"
Not the dirty voice.
I remember. I'm like, "Dude, can I?" Even though I made it through, he's like, "I still got to get you," you know.
Right, exactly. But you know what? Listen, the dirty voice, the writing the rap lyrics and all that stuff has definitely served you well. And could you tell us about your relationship with DMX?
Man, so I had a record that I was doing. The song was called Faith. This was like prior to the label that I'm on now, and the manager that I had at that time knew Dame Grease, which produced DMX's first 2 Diamond albums. So we wanted a rapper for the song, and it was a soul song, like live instrumentation, MP3, and I love DMX. DMX and Tupac are 2 of my like ultimate, like when you talk about rap, hip hop, just not only just
I'm with you.
their musicality, the subject matter, the dynamic, how they reached everybody, the love for God, like everything. So of course I was like X. I would love to have X on a record, and Dame heard it, and I think that's when X was living in Arizona, and he worked the paperwork out, flew to Arizona with the files. X heard it. Of course, he didn't have to do it either way, no matter what he was getting paid, but he appreciated what I was singing. He put a 16-bar verse to it, and it's still, I mean, at that time, the management that I was with really wasn't doing their job correctly, so the song never got its just due. So I look forward to re-releasing that song in a capacity, especially now because people know who I am more.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and he deserves it. I mean,
he definitely does.
He's one of the most prolific artists that will ever touch this earth, man. So it's an honor. One of only a couple singers that was able to collaborate with him, and
wow,
long live
DMX. You've got to re-release it. I mean, I was a big DMX fan too, and unlike you, I never met him, but I've always just really admired his work. Colleen, hey Colleen, she said you kind of look like DMX. Do you bark and growl?
I do bark and growl, baby.
Do you? Oh, okay, but that's another story. That's another conversation.
It depends on the environment.
Why does this show always turn into Pillow Talk, which is my radio show?
Well, you know what? It's R&B, so it's soul music and it's love and it's what I mean.
Exactly, it's all of that.
It's all of that. You know what I mean?
It's all of that.
That's what makes my job the best job on the planet.
Exactly. So I was reading that you did some work with DMX, and you also you opened for people, the Neville brothers, or was it Aaron Neville?
It was the Neville brothers, and I was blessed to have Aaron Neville come off the stage after I sung "Change Gonna Come."
Oh my God, I'm a big Aaron Neville fan.
Man, first of all, Aaron Neville is a juggernaut.
Muscles.
Oh, what? You know what I mean? He's like, he inspires me to stay in the gym.
Yeah, you're pretty good.
You know what I mean? He might be a little bit better, but
but that had to be an amazing experience. I mean, that family goes back forever. New
forever.
Orleans royalty, if you
Man,
will.
man. And once again, to meet a living legend, man, and
Right.
to have him give me confirmation that I was on the righteous path,
Yeah.
and to thank me for paying homage to the greats, man,
Yeah.
and keeping them current and letting the youth know just how important they are and how much they deserve to be respected, loved, and
Yeah.
cherished.
I love it, Omar. You are an old soul for
Man,
real.
I
You
appreciate
know, yeah, I mean, in such a beautiful way,
Thank you. Thank you. Well,
the justice that you bring to the songs, and you can tell, I mean, that you love them. You sing them like you do.
well, believe me, that's why I said they spoke to me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it wasn't just like I
I'm
was.
gonna get up here and cover the song.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, even like with the Teddy records, like after I've done the research, there might be like one or two people on the planet that can accomplish singing Teddy in a
Yeah.
way where people is not going to be like, man, stop playing.
Right.
You know?
It's true because listen, from a woman's perspective, Teddy Pendergrass, his, yelling and screaming at you was never in a bad way. It was always such a turn on. And he's
Man.
like, turn him off. You're like, I think he just yelled at me, but okay.
Because
I like it.
it's like a commanding sensuality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Strong.
yeah.
Oh, Belinda said she's loving this interview. Thank you. Thank you for
Oh,
being here.
thank you,
Yeah,
Belinda. And we
that's awesome. Omar, so here you are. I mean, you're there. All the stuff that you were probably dreaming about when you were 6, 7 and beyond of
man.
that one day, people are going to know your name and
Yeah.
know your voice.
Right.
So how you feeling now?
You know what? It's just confirmation of like 2+ decades of course, prayers, faith, believing in God, knowing that Jesus got my back, but self-love and going through so much adversity. And it's been so much of you're not good enough. I don't know about your voice. It's to have like the confirmation in the past, maybe like year, and to
Yeah.
have conversations with professionals that opinions matter like yourself. I mean, I respect opinions, but someone that really knows what they're talking about because they're a professional in the area.
Yeah, in the industry.
Finally give me
Good.
confirmation of what I always believed.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I mean,
the
I've
thing
been
is,
I've been in every record label on the earth.
wow.
Nobody, not one of them. It's always was like, I'm like, yeah, but I've won the Apollo 3 times. I've won every award you could think of as an independent artist in New York. I'm singing James Brown. Like
Right.
we're like, oh,
Exactly.
I don't know. So
Yeah.
even through all that, I always said, you know what? I just gotta wait for it to be my season. So
To your credit,
this is
that
such a
you
blessing.
did not stop. You didn't let that derail you and make you say, well, maybe this isn't, which happens to a lot of artists, a lot of amazing artists, and they get crushed. As you said,
Right,
it's a hard road. You're not an overnight success. You've been out here working hard for a very long time, yet to many people who hear you now, you're new.
brand new.
So, right? And so like it or not, that's where you are. So you're a new
No,
artist
I love
and you've got it. You've got the platform. It's like, okay, now we're here and we're listening.
it.
So
Now what you gonna do with it? Like what
exactly. And
you do
so
with
my
it?
question to you is now what you gonna do with it?
Oh, like what I always do. Exceed expectation, do what is deemed impossible, and show people that anything that you want, you can accomplish if you have the tenacity of the gods. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Which
yeah.
I do. So my job now is to have the promoters and the venues all across this nation book me. So now you've heard the songs. You say, wow, it's reminiscent of all these legends. He's doing it correctly. Now the last component is I want to see him do it live.
Ooh, there you go. So when's the tour?
Well, there's a lot of different things going on right now where I have a residency that we're working on in Vegas that they're trying
Oh,
to.
nice.
Yeah, but we're always booking shows. Like right now, where the promoters and the venues, they're the ones with the power. Well, the people have the power, but the promoters and the venues are the ones that need to get on board and let people know, like, it's time to book Omar Wilson because the ladies need it, and the men, they gonna follow suit anyway because they're gonna do whatever the women want to do.
Yeah, they'll bring the ladies.
Yeah, it's my job to make y'all smile. It's my job to make the women smile, man. So go ahead, let's go ahead and make it happen. That's all.
Let's make it happen. Well, you know what? You are making it happen. And I love that you're just keep it going. And it's happening. It's coming. Your time is now. So it's a pleasure to meet you. I usually ask people if they want to say something inspiring before they leave, but you kind of already did. You just dropped some jewels. But could you give us your socials,
Oh, yeah.
and
Okay.
you can end it with, if you want to say, something else inspiring, or you can sing us out at the end, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, okay. So let's see. Instagram is Omar Wilson 1. Facebook and Twitter is just Omar Wilson. TikTok, Omar Wilson Black Sinatra, one word. I also have a website, owilson.com, OWILSON.com. SON.com. Yep.
You got it.
Or you can just Google my name, Omar Wilson. A lot of amazing things, will pop up, especially interviews like this one. And once again, thank you. I appreciate you. I look forward to being in the Belt Parkway, the DMV, real soon. It is an honor to speak to another individual that knows what they're talking about, that has the education, because you are a professional in your own right. And thank you for giving me the confirmation that not only am I paying homage to the greats the right way, but I did it correctly, and I'm gonna continue to. And let's see, to everybody out there, all I will say is adversity is your platform to greatness.
Mm.
And if it's not for you being put in a position where you have no choice but to believe in yourself, you'll never know who you are. And if you don't believe you're great, no one else will.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
That is sage advice. Beautiful. Thank you, Omar. And did you want to sing or no?
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay.
We can sing Change Gonna Come.
Mm-hmm.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, just like the river I've been running. I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will.
Oh my goodness, got me in here with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. You even have our program director, Al Payne.
Oh, Big Al.
Commenting.
Salute and blessings, Tom. I look forward to coming to the DMV, man. Tell them to book me out there. I'll be there tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Don't play with us.
Right. I'm only 4 hours away right now.
Oh, I love it. Omar Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here this evening. This was such a treat getting to know this amazing artist. Make sure that you support him. He told you how to connect with him on social. And just do it. Omar Wilson, OMARWILSON. Make sure you follow us too at WHUR-FM on all platforms. And while you're at it, why don't you follow me too?
Please.
I'm talking to you too, Omar.
Oh, I got you. I'm following you.
You can follow me. That wasn't very subtle, was it?
Yeah. You make it easy to press follow. Don't even worry. I might unfollow you and follow you again just because.
At Angela Stribling on all platforms. Have a good night, everybody.
Yes, please.
Bye.
Love and light, baby.
Thank you.